Hello there, everyone. Thanks for tuning into Sims Workshop. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Today we are going to be reviewing You Are Not Supposed to Die Tonight. I absolutely loved this book. If you are someone who loves slasher movies, if you are someone who loves Friday the 13th, this is a book you definitely have to read. I love all of those things. I'm a slasher girl. I think I could be a pretty good final girl. I don't ever want to test that theory. But I think if the situation were to happen, which God forbid, I think I'd make a pretty good, final girl. This book is all about a final girl. So you have Charity. That is her name, right? That is what I wrote in my notes. So, yeah. We're going to go with that. It's been a while since I've read the book. But it follows Charity. She is a final girl at this camp. And this camp, what they do is they put on some sort of performance. People sign up. They want to be kind of part of this. It's almost like a whodunit party, but are you going to survive the night kind of party. Camp experience that you are at. And Charity is a final girl. So this book kind of blends together a lot of aspects of Scream and also Friday the 13th, which I think Baron does phenomenally. I mean, this is not a thick book. It's probably about this width, this long. It moves seamlessly. I mean, it does keep that momentum. It keeps up that tension. It keeps you engaged and it keeps you second guessing. Charity is your final girl, not just in the production, but as the story's moving along, you're like, oh, no. People are disappearing and people are dying. And the murders that the camp is known for, those are happening. Again. For real. And it's just really, really masterful the way Baron really brings to light a lot of the issues. This is, this novel is also a Sunshine State Award winner. Let's see if I can speak properly. And I think that that's really good. It's one of my recommendations. Whenever parents come into work and they're just like, well, I need something for my kid, something for them to read this school. I'm like, what do they like? It's so easy you'd be shocked by how parents are just like, well, I don't really know what they like. I do not know what your kid likes. I don't understand. Another discussion for another day. But when the parents do know, they're like, well, they like this and that. I'm like, okay, great. It's so much easier to find something based on something they like. Obviously, you would think that that's common sense. It's not. So when they say, well, they like horror, I'm like, here, this is the book. I know it's a horror, but it is a Sunshine State Award winner, and it's a Sunshine State Award winner for a reason, because it does tackle mature, not tough topics, but it tackles real life issues and real life topics in a medium that is accessible, and it doesn't feel like they're just kind of like shoving it down your throat, because Charity is not just colored. She's not just a colored girl. She's also part of the LGBTQ community. She's at this camp with her girlfriend, Bezzy, who, I love Bezzy. Bezzy's great. I love her so much. I really do. I really, really do love her. I think she's such a great character. I think there's a really good characterization in this book. So it does deal with, important topics. But it does it in a way that is engaging and it makes you think. And again, the tension, the momentum, the drive of the story, it is unrelenting. I just kept getting flashbacks of the opening sequence. Well, not the opening sequence, but pretty much the entirety of Friday the 13th, part 1. With Mrs. Voorhees just hunting down, I know my horror movies, hunting down all the counselors. I got a lot of flashbacks of that. I'm like, oh my god, these campers, they're all going to die. And then when you have that scenic lake, you're like, ah, yes. Camp Crystal Lake. Ah, yes. It's such a good book for that reason. Because it kind of has this nostalgic feel to it, especially if you like slasher films. And it has really good characterization and really good character dynamics and really great rising tension. And it keeps you guessing. it really keeps you guessing. Is Charity really your final girl? Yes and no. It keeps you guessing. The murder threw me through a loop. Didn't even see that coming. Not at all. I was like, what the heck? There's lots of plot twists. There's lots of jaw-dropping moments. And again, it's not a long book. It is quick. It is to the point. It is concise. And it flows effortlessly. And it keeps you hooked. It kept me hooked from beginning to end. I didn't want to put it down. I think I could have read this book in one sitting if I really had tried to. But it was absolutely phenomenal, and I loved it so much. So, if you're a parent and your kid kind of likes, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Scream, if your kid likes horror movies and, you're really trying to get them into reading, but you don't really want them to dive headfirst into Stephen King, definitely check out You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight. Highly recommend it. Stephen King's a little dense. Let's face it. Stephen King is not for everyone. And certain books are definitely not for everyone. I read Carrie, liked Carrie. It was a monster. Pun intended. But you have to kind of dip your toe. And this is a great book if you're trying to get into horror. This is a great book to dip your toe into, if you're someone who's trying to get back into reading and you like horror movies, this is another book, like, hey, let me pick this up, and it'll dip your toe in, The problem is people don't like to not read. Everyone loves to read. The problem is finding what you like to read, because books are not, one genre is not for everyone. Not even all horror. I'm very selective with my horror. Not even all horror or fantasy or romance is for everyone. You have to find what you like. And in order to do that, you got to kiss some frogs every now and again. But if you're someone who's really trying to get back into reading and you like horror, this is a great recommendation. If you're a parent, you're trying to get your kid into reading and they like horror movies, this is a great book to recommend. It is absolutely appropriate. It's not obscenely grotesque or bloody or gory. It's just a really good story, and it has those slasher elements and it has the suspense and thrill to really keep you engaged. So that's me on my soapbox, and I'm gonna end it there. On that note, thank you again for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with all your book loving friends. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and as always, happy reading.